As a matter of fact, I can play it on here on my phone. Can you disconnect the Bluetooth?
Yeah.
I have to find that cord, get another one.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
All right. Let's get straight into it. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. We live. Like. Light the incense up. Use full sentences. Yeah. I'm not getting into that council. Fire one up. Light an incense. Thus said the Lord in Leviticus. Give me Leviticus. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. All right. Let's go ahead, man. A second. Let's get it. Shalom, everybody out there. Israelite School of UPK. Also 5,000 Kasar Pakad. We got the trooper ICR. We got the young man in the building. We holding it down for the Thursday night scripture breakdown class. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Any questions? I think the brother had a question earlier.
Concert. If I may, I just had a general question about reincarnation.
Right.
Referring to the scripture, I forget that the precept that says, "Fear them, don't fear them who can just like kill the body,
Right.
but fear who can destroy the spirit." The body and the spirit.
Pull the precept. Was it Matthew the 10th chapter, I believe? Somewhere there? Yeah. And then you can ask, like, what's the so 5 and 6 and 10, something like that. Go ahead when you got it. Are you looking for it?
Like I said, yeah, I'm looking for it.
So 5 and 30, I believe. So what we got? Yeah, 5 and 20. Nope. Mm-hmm.
Come on, I got it, sir.
All right.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Right.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Right.
Like my question to this is, in these last days, when that scepter is put upon the people to, you know what I mean, the men who are separated will come into the kingdom, and the people who are left behind, like, will those people, since we teach reincarnation, that a lot of these people will be reborn, to, I guess I'm thinking like to avoid their sins in the past life from returning into the kingdom, will their souls be destroyed?
Okay. Let me just make sure you're saying someone here today, 2025, is a drug dealer, whole or whatever. They die in, the war, whatever. You're saying they will not be reincarnated in the kingdom to keep the kingdom clean? Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking, yeah.
And you're saying,
in a sense, yeah, I'm asking that. Yeah.
Okay, what makes you see that and hear with what's being said here? Read it again.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Who is that? And what does that mean?
As man, right? Mankind.
We shouldn't fear another human being. And why would someone fear a man that can kill you? What do you think he's saying this for? Fear not them that can kill your body.
I mean, because they're going into war.
Go ahead,
Now, Slovakia, sir, I was just going to say that it seems like the brother values his life more than, serving the Most High, essentially. So,
Right.
I'm trying to think of the scripture, like it says, he that values his life will lose it. Roughly paraphrasing.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's go up. Like I said, we're gonna got time today, cuz. God, damn, it's good. It's all this stuff is good. Go to verse 16.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right. So once again, whenever you are reading something, context is very important. And you're gonna hear me say it, you're gonna hear Cap say it. We learned it from the generals. Context of what is being said is always taken into account what was said before it, what's being said after it, to understand this one precept here oftentimes. So you do have precept upon precept to understand something, and then also right in the middle of this topic or whatever you're questioning, the answers reveal itself a little bit above it or a little bit below it or both. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get a deeper context of what's being said here to answer your question down in verse 28. All right. But Christ is saying he's warning his men, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. This analogy is very easy to understand. A wolf is going to eat a sheep. He is sending his men amongst people that want to kill and murder and destroy the brothers in the truth. The work that we do here, we are as sheep amongst wolves. And that's why keep reading from that verse. Be there for what?
Oh. Sorry, 16.
In the middle of 16.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Right. Be wise in how you move. Whether you on a slavery, whether you are at camp, whether you are teaching class. You see what I'm saying? We're doing an interview. All these people that are not in the truth are trying to find ways to destroy the work that we're doing, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Something is in them. If they are not in the truth, they're working with Satan. So something in them wants to destroy what we're doing, what we're building up. So you got to learn how to navigate through these things in these different settings. Keep going on.
Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
But beware of men,
Mm-hmm.
for they will deliver you up to the councils,
Right.
and they will scourge you in their synagogues.
Right. They're going to whoop you. They're going to take you into these councils, try to put charges on you, try to get you beat. All these things that Paul, Peter, what's the brother's name? Stephen, that got killed early on doing the work of the Lord. These things Christ prophesied, all these things would happen. Read.
Verse 18. And you shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake.
For what?
Kings for my sake.
Right. For on behalf of you working for Christ, you speaking for Yahweh Shai, you're going to be brought up and get these charges and all these different things for Christ's sake, right? Keep going.
For a testimony against them and the Gentiles.
Right. So to you, because we out here, we're speaking against what they do. We're speaking against what the Sadducees and Pharisees do. The Christian pastors today, working with the oppressor, the things that the white man is doing to our brothers, the immigrants, and all these different things that we're going to be talking about tonight. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in the same hour what ye shall speak.
Right. So when you go and speak before these judges and these kings, don't have a whole breakdown of all the things you're going to say. The Spirit is going to be in you. Let that speak when you're in these situations. Keep going.
Verse 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death.
Damn.
And the father the child. And the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
Good night. So we just heard about a trooper in the Midwest in Kentucky that lost his life going around his brothers. 2 brothers took his life because they in some argument. Now, I could only imagine what the exact story that happened, but for some reason, I believe the truth was involved in it. You know what I mean? These disputes that people have and your family have to want to kill you is a very Christian thing. Like we see it at camp all the time. You'll see somebody come up and be like, y'all preaching hate. Y'all saying that. You talking about a white man. We supposed to love. Y'all got this Jesus on the ground, all this. Next thing you know, they can talk about killing us and murdering us. The same people that are talking about we should all come together because you're teaching the truth of the Bible, they're going to want to kill you for that. Brother is going to turn in brother. The children are going to try to get the father killed because of the things that they're teaching. You see what I'm saying? This is the hate that happens when you speak the truth. Keep going on.
Verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Right.
But he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
Right. So this is another famous One West precept. Like you got to endure to the end. You can't just think that you've done this, you've done enough that you're going to gain the kingdom. You got to endure to the very end. You got to fight. You're going to have to go through things. And things, Satan's going to send things your way to try to sift you out of the truth. So you got to endure to the end. Keep going.
Verse 23. But when they persecute you in this day, flee ye into another.
Right. When they persecute you in the city, flee ye into another. Keep going.
For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone other cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come.
Right.
Verse 24. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord.
Right. So he's saying, you brothers that are following me, you're not above me. You're not above the things that I'm doing. And you see that they're going to come and kill me. So don't think you can do this work and not have to consider that this can happen to you. Consider that you'll have to go through these things, right? Keep going.
Verse 25. Is it enough for the disciple that he be is it enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they call the master of the house
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of his household?
Right. What does that mean? Y'all want to take a shot at that? What? Okay. No sweat. You're not familiar, so Beelzebub. Somebody Google that real quick. Beelzebub. And the brother asked a question, Malcolm Yah. We'll get to answer your question as well, Malcolm Yah. Mathum Yah. Salaki is a deportation like new Exodus in ancient times, since there's nothing new under the sun. Not quite, but there is. I will show you deportation in the Bible. We will get into that. Go ahead.
Fly?
That's a fly. You spelled it as it's spelled on here? Anybody else has anything?
Not in word for all.
Yes. Right.
Go
Go ahead. Can you grab the mic?
Slovakia, sir, it says that that's a name of a demon identified as the prince of demons, mentioned in the New Testament.
Right.
The name originates from the Old Testament. Baal is the Baal. Baal.
Right. So they're saying they call Christ Baal. They're saying that he was a demon, a chief demon. When he did certain different miracles and was saving people's lives, they started to call him Beelzebub, or saying that he was a demon. He said, how can Satan cast out Satan? How can I be against Satan and working with Satan at the same time? A house divided cannot stand. That's where that precept comes from. All right. Go ahead, continue. And then, yeah.
Verse 26. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known.
Right. So he's saying if they're going to talk about Christ and say Christ had a demon on him, how the hell do you think they're going to treat us in the truth, in the UPK? They're going to talk about us like we're the most evil and wicked people on planet Earth. They're going to say we're a hate group. They're going to say we should be on Southern Poverty Law Center or whatever list. We should be a part of this and part of that. We anti this, we anti-Semitic, we homophobic, whatever, all the different things. They're going to list these things out because they hated our leader. They hated our king. So they're definitely going to hate us more than they hated him in a lot of ways, all right? But he's telling us to not fear because all these things will be revealed and there's not going to be uncovered. It's not going to be covered forever, all right? The truth is going to come out. All right, read verse 27.
Verse 27. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetop.
Right. So we're told to speak the truth and let the whole entire world know what this is about. Put your lamp up. Don't put it underneath your bed. Let your light shine. You understand? Go upon the housetops and let people know the truth. Don't fear what they'll do to you for speaking the truth. You're going to have to keep doing it. All right. Verse 28. This is where we added your verse. All right.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Right. So don't fear these Roman soldiers. Don't fear Caesar. Don't fear Caiaphas. Don't fear anybody that's going to turn you over to these heathens, the FBI, CIA, whatever it is today that's trying to stop the work of the Lord. Don't fear those things, right? Because they can only kill your body. Read.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Right. So fear the Most High. If you are going to not do the work of the Lord because of fear of him, the Lord can do worse to you than what he'll do to them. You understand? When it comes into enter into the kingdom, no. To answer your question, it's a long way to answer your question. It's not about cleansing the kingdom by not reincarnating people that were sinners in this life, because people in the kingdom are not going to have a choice. It's going to be heathens that never live righteously that are going to live in those days, right? You're going to have Africans, Hamites, Asians, Moabites. Everyone is going to follow what the Lord says to do. You see what I'm saying? Is the law is going to be enforced. If somebody's caught eating pork, it's going to be an angel that's going to pop up in their house and cut their goddamn head off. So people are going to follow and obey these rules. So you don't want to look at it like that. When he's saying the people that are going to get cut off, that's just saying that the Lord has the ability to do that with anybody at any given time. So just make sure that you're doing what's right. But it's not going to be just people in the truth that come back into the kingdom, because we know what did Paul said, I pray that all Israel shall be saved. You understand? It's going to be Israelites that were not in the truth that's going to rise into the kingdom. But they are going to follow what's right because it's going to be enforced. It's like it. So what? Oh, you got some more questions on it, or if you need more clarity, please ask. We got plenty of time to go into this.
So, like, sir, if I may, I was gonna ask: is there any instance as in the Bible as to where the Most High did destroy the soul or spirit of?
And we wouldn't know that answer. You know what I'm saying? We there's no place in the Bible where it says that this soul will not rise again ever. You know what I mean? But we know he has the ability to do it because he created these spirits, these souls. He can destroy them. That's what it's showing you right here. Well, all right. So what? All right. So let's keep going. Got a couple more questions. Let's see, the brother online. So we do got that. He said, I needed an understanding of Deuteronomy 23:8. Let's go to that real quick. I know, right? I need another Celsius. Wake up. I know, right? Yeah. Right. This one may not have with this and that one. So like it. Nope, no taurine in here now. It's in here too. I'm gonna look it up too.
23
and 8, yeah. Kind of.
Oh, that's the same. Yeah, it's 23 and 7. Do you want me to read verse 7, sir? Or?
If it's good context, if you think so, go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite,
Mm-hmm.
for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land.
Right.
Verse
Okay.
8.
No, hold on. All right. So thou shalt not, read verse 8 again. Is that what he wanted? He said 23. Oh, my fault. Okay, you went up. Okay. So okay, that was one verse. My fault. Read verse 7 again.
Verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land.
Right.
Verse 8. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in the third generation.
Right. Captain Nazari was just talking about this not too long ago in a class. He was basically saying that there is a picture of like a Edomite. Well, not Edomite. Actually, there's a sister. She's a sister. Her father is a Judite. Her mother is an Edomite. But she looks like a white woman. And then the mother brought out the information. She said it takes about 3 generations for the genes of one person to be completely wiped out. And if they keep going in this direction, you won't even recognize them as that other race. Meaning, if you a black man, you get a white woman, it's like Drake's son right now. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't even know. Is that considered the second? That might be the third generation. But his father married an Edomite, and Drake married an Edomite. His son is damn near passing for a pure Edomite. You know what I mean? Now, unless you from Louisiana, you know how mixed, high yellow, as they used to say, Creole people that have a certain look, you can be like, you passing, but I still see the nigga in you. That's the only people that would look at Drake's son off and be like, okay, I can see he is a nigga. But outside of that, if his son gets a white woman, that's the third, fourth generation, you might as well be looking at Tom Cruise or any Bruce Willis or any other Edomite, you know what I mean? Justin Bieber, that kid, but his spirit will still be an Israelite because his father is an Israelite, right? The same thing goes the other way as well. If Drake's father got, let's say, you had somebody that had an Edomite father, and then they got with a black woman, and that person gets with a black woman, that person gets that last kid is going to look just like a black kid. You understand? So those genes are getting weeded out into a certain extent. Long story short, the reason why the Lord is saying the third generation is that this kid that's born with this heathen, it's going to take about 3 generations for them to come back into the fold, right? As looking like an Israelite. Today, we don't need to wait 3 generations for someone that has a heathen parent. People like Captain Kadazar, his mother is a heathen, but he is in the truth. He's a pillar in the school, a legend in the UPK, because everyone comes from some form of sin. It also says if you are the child of a whore, you're not allowed to come into the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to be a priest. You're not allowed to do this work. You're not allowed to be amongst the congregation. Everybody would automatically be disqualified because all of our mothers, 99% would be considered a whore in the Bible. They didn't just get a husband and stay with them. They committed adultery and got another man at one point in time and broke that marriage. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many different things that we would not be able to be into the truth or into the work of the Lord based on these things, but we got grace from our King Christ. Hopefully that answers the brother's question. If you have any more, just go ahead, type it in the chat. Mathmiya. Let's go. Yeah, these light, man. Hold on, baby. These guys, let me turn these off. Take these off. It's gonna have me drowsy. Let's go, Akim. No, anything else? Tawab. All right, let's get into tonight's topic. I have a few things online about what's going on with mass deportation. To answer Matham Yah's question, this is where you want to find deportation in the Bible. Let's go to Acts 18. I brought this out of camp the other day. This is one form of deportation in the Bible. What's on Christ coming up? Yeah. You go ahead. You got it. 18 and start at verse 2.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 2. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pardus, lately came from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them.
Right, and this is another thing, like when people say the Bible is not a history book, there's so much history in and out. Claudius is an emperor in Rome. It's well known, well documented that he had an expulsion of the Jews out of the land of Rome and Italy, and it's documented in the Bible as well. The same name of this emperor, all this information. Like, I just think about these days where they didn't have cars or planes or anything like that. Like for something to happen hundreds of miles away, there had to be communication. You just can't randomly just, oh man, I think there's a man named Claudius in Rome, 7,000 miles away. Like this information wasn't just something you could Google. It had to be people talking to people, conversing with people, traveling distances, miles for this information to be written down. And it's not just something that somebody could just pull out of the rabbit's hat. You know what I mean? Like, oh, somebody just started writing up the Bible out of their own mind. And these things are just freestyle information about an emperor that's well known and documented throughout history. So this Claudius, this emperor, commanded the Jews to depart from Rome. And this is how Paul met this brother and this sister, right? And so once again, these things, this is mass deportation. This is what Donald Trump is doing. He doesn't like the people in his nation. He decides, what can we do? We just kick them out. And for whatever reason, these heathens are coming up against the Latinos right now. A lot of people have their different theories. They say that one of them, it could be because of the voting. They say a lot of them will vote Democratic. Their kids will go to the Democratic Party, and those enemies will come up against these right MAGA people. So they want to get as many of them out because they don't want them to support their enemies politically. All right. These are the same different things that were going on back then. It's a lock here. Now let's go to, we got deportation, and then we've got what else? Us getting moved around to other lands and taken captive as well. That's in the Bible. That's nothing new under the sun as well. Let's go to 2 Kings 17. And I'm gonna play some of this video right here of what's going on right now. 2 Kings 17. Start at verse 6. Sometimes they move us and tell us to leave their land. Sometimes they take us out of our own land and move people into our land. This is a time where they took us out of our land and moved us into another land.
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 23.
17 verse 6.
13,
17 6.
17 6.
Mm-hmm.
17 verse 6. So
Yeah.
17 verse 6. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria, took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Halah and in harbor by the river of Gazan and in the cities of the Medes.
Mm-hmm.
For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods.
Right. Okay. Hold it right there. So this is how we ended up getting into this land of Assyria. We were snatched out of there. Now let's drop down to verse, I think you're right, maybe verse 20, verse 24. Let me see. This is just like what they did here in America. Read verse 24.
Verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Qatar and from Ava and from Hamath,
Mm-hmm.
and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof.
Good, nice. So we know when America took over Mexico, what do? They kicked them out of Mexico, out of Texas, out of Arizona. You understand? Out of California, and moved them into Mexico, and then brought in Germans, brought in Italians, brought in Chinese people, brought in all these different nations to come and occupy the land of Texas, occupy the land of Arizona, New Mexico, California, etc. These things happen to our people in the Bible. You know what I mean? Let's drop that. Let's go to Daniel chapter 1 and verse 1. Matter of fact, before we get that, we get a couple verses. Yeah, before we get that, let's play some of this stuff right here. For context, man. What's going on today with the Lord's chosen people, the Latino tribes, and how they deporting us left and right.
Which is there are cities where local law enforcement treats undocumented immigrants like anyone else.
Let's see a little bit ahead.
That's what you can do through some loopholing and some art. People, unsurprisingly, have stopped coming to the border. Now, remember Obama, the deporter in chief?
So this is an interesting documentary or whatever. I don't know what it's like, a news report. It's called "Why the U.S. is Deporting So Many People," and it's explaining about what's going on today and how they're getting so many different millions and thousands of people to get kicked out of the country and what is really going on. So this is helping me understand what's really going on with these tribes.
People at the height, but a huge amount of those people were from the border. There's barely anyone coming to the border now. So to get his 1 million deportations this year, he needs to focus on the interior, all of this. In other words, he needs ICE.
Federal agents launched raids in one of the first visible signs of President Trump's mass deportation plan.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement will no longer avoid sensitive locations like schools and churches.
Now anyone is fair game for enforcement and to be detained and deported from the U.S.
Can you country leaving?
First things first, he once again revives this.
But yeah, if I put it on the screen, it's gonna be playing at a different time because I'm playing this off my phone for the speaker services, so y'all can't see it. But if y'all want the link, I can send it to you. Like I said, this is it let me really understand how evil this devil is and what's different about what he's doing. And it goes on, and it was breaking it down that, when they mentioned Obama was deporting millions of people, but he was, for one, doing it at the border. So someone would legally cross the border and they would send them back. But now, since Donald Trump is in office, no one is coming to the border anymore because they're scared of what's going to happen. So now ICE has gotten all this money and they need to deport people, and they're trying to match these numbers, but no one's at the border. So now they got to go to the interior, into the Chicago, into, Midwest, Texas, and find people up in New York and all these things. And these are not people, how can I say it? They have to use ICE. At the border, they use Border Patrol. Now they have to use ICE to go into the interior. This is why we're hearing about all these ICE raids. And these ICE agents, it's so few of them, but they have a goal to get 3,000 people a day, which is making them, just like you said, we're going to birthday parties now. We're going to, they showing up to your funeral. They showing up to gender reveal parties. You know what I'm saying? ICE out here moving mean. They going any and everywhere. You got a dentist appointment, ICE might show up. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. These devils, they probably gonna show up to Planned Parenthood next. Right. They don't know what to do. They said, Baby D, she's selling dope, watching kids. They out the same house. They like, damn, should we wait for the Latina to have the abortion, then take her? They try to figure out which way they can destroy you all at the same time. You know what I mean? Maybe we can get 2 for 1, you know. Go ahead, let her do the Planned Parenthood thing. And soon as she walk out of there, we're gonna snatch her up and then deport her out the country. You know what I mean?
For ICE to pick up anyone.
This is
First things first, he once again revives this authority for ICE to pick up anyone they stumble across when they are doing an operation. Like if they're going after like a drug dealer that they know is an actual criminal, if they find anyone along the way that doesn't have papers and that they have a reasonable discretion to think that that person is going to flee, they can detain them. But ICE doesn't have enough people for all of this at first. So Trump starts taking people from other agencies, other law enforcement agencies, thousands of federal workers from the FBI, the Drug Enforcement Agency, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the U.S. Marshal Service, thousands of people doing important work of law enforcement now being reassigned to pick up unauthorized immigrants. And
God damn. You understand? Like, if you can see the graphs too, he's showing FBI over here, DIA, ATF, DEA, ATF, this over here. He's saying, nah, you need to leave this alone. Stop investigating white supremacists and terrorists and drug dealers and killers and come arrest this little old lady that's working over here at this Taco Bell. That's a different level of hatred. You see what I'm saying? Something deeper is going on than what they're trying to make it about. You know what I mean? And that's why we say this is spiritual. And it talks about that in Kings. We'll go back to that. But let me keep going with this thing. This stuff is ridiculous what they're doing.
turn anywhere they can. Restaurants,
They come in here with drugs and they're covered.
factories,
Anxious relatives of employees waited for updates.
a child's birthday party, saying that they're targeting gang members, but detaining people as young as 3 years old.
It remains unclear how many of those arrested are actual gang members.
And they're not just focusing on strictly unauthorized, undocumented immigrants. They're arresting green card holders.
He is a legal resident. The agents took him to a cemetery and beat him several times.
They're deporting
damn.
people to countries that they're not even from. They're deporting people who are following the rules and going to their hearings, who are entitled to due process by the Constitution.
I detained 20-year-old Dylan Contreras, a high school student, on May 21st after attending a mandatory immigration court hearing.
This is the chart of ICE arrests. Here's where Trump takes office. You can see how things spike. And this gets us back to Daniel.
Being elected, he was sending all of the illegal criminals back to whatever country they were from. But it wasn't illegal. I was legal. So, to be honest with you, I didn't really take it too serious.
In March 2025, Daniel was detained. He was a green card holder, remember? He'd been here since he was a kid. He was a business owner, an employer, but technically he had a record.
I did get in trouble as a teenager. Found a little marijuana in the vehicle.
So even though this was decades ago,
Damn, these type of stories. The brother said he has a green card. We always heard about that. Like, literally, people pay money. I had a homeboy. He was from Bolivia. His father had paid some woman in America money to marry him so they can get a green card and stay in America. Like, you know what I mean? You marry somebody, you get a green card. You have kids here that's fast-tracking you to becoming someone that can stay here. He's still deporting them because he got arrested 20 years ago for a joint or had, you know what I'm saying, got a citation by the police for having weed. And they pulled that up and said, oh, you here on a green card? But you got arrested before. You a criminal. Get him out of here. That's crazy, Hakeem. Like, all right, let's keep going on. Man, you know what I mean? I want to get into this type of stuff, but go ahead.
it's putting it.
Yeah, but any comments? Yeah, please.
A lot of the when they get married, they will already have family over here in the United States, and a lot of them would just marry their cousin. They don't even know.
Yeah. So they can stay. And that's why they say, in the UPK, some of the sisters especially coming out of the world, they be like, hey, why don't we get a marriage license? And you know what I mean? It's not unlawful to get a marriage license. It's not. If that's what your family needs to do for whatever reason, Most High in Christ. Do you have to get a marriage license in order to get married? A lie. Me and my household, I'm saving that just in case I might need to marry her. It's Christ, sister. Make sure she can stay here. You know what I'm saying? Might need to get a Dominican sister over here, bro. You save her life by getting that document. You know what I mean? But those things are some of the things that brothers in the truth might have to be doing. Some of these sisters might have to do. You know what I mean? Go ahead and marry that brother and genuinely marry him. We're not gonna just do it to be doing it. But if you can help this brother, some of y'all sisters gonna have to get married to some of these brothers. But even that is not even safe anymore under Donald Trump, because he is just trying to find any reason. Go ahead, though.
I was gonna say Slovakia too, and Slovakia too, sir. I was gonna say that you can also get the tax credit for it and everything.
Yeah.
And when you get the marriage license, you get the tax credit for it and everything. They pretty much give you a tax deduction and everything.
Yeah, I might have to get me one of them. Slovakia. Yeah, we'll talk about that after class. All right. Most High in Christ. Well, let me keep going with this video. But yeah, that's ridiculous. They telling you when Donald Trump was getting into office, what he said, they bringing the drug rapists, the killers, the murderers, the gang members. What's really going on? And nigga, you got arrested for some weed in 2005. You're a criminal. You got to get out of the goddamn country, even though you got wife, kids. They said the brother had a business here, had 4 employees. He doesn't know any place else where he's ever lived. He probably been here since he was 7, 8 years old. This is his home, but they kicking him out of here. Go ahead.
I was going to say the judge or officers that deported that man, they went home that night and smoked a joint.
Damn. Get brother in, man. That's what you want to show and bring out at camp. You know what I'm saying? Is that hypocrisy. And that's a heavy point what you're saying. The same person that's judging him for doing this crime, I'm going to raise you one up one. This brother smoked a joint in 2005 and got deported from him. That judge is going to go home and watch child pornography on his goddamn phone. Okay. That same judge. You see what I'm saying? These people are evil and disgusting people that do not deserve to live are sitting in seats judging the Lord's chosen people. And the Lord is I don't even know the word, man. More than anger, like, man, is enraged, you know what I'm saying, by the things that he's seeing to our people. And that's why we're getting closer to getting free, man, because these people will not stop. Let me keep playing, though.
To a detention center that is run by a private company while he awaits a hearing.
Food is really horrible. The milk is already spoiled. Like, if you open it, like, you can smell the pieces of bread and mold. I lost in less than 2 months. Mentally, they were breaking me down. I said, I feel like I'm
Immigration jails are wretched to be, so much that I don't think it's possible to have an immigration court process while you're detained, because so many people just don't have the psychological fortitude to maintain that for the months it takes to fight your case.
These shoppers were nasty. There would be flies, mosquitoes all over. The facilities are dirty. They don't give you no sheet covers. You sleep on the floors. Like over around the mattress. The officers would tell me, hey, listen, they tell us that you guys don't have no rights.
Now, hold on. Due process still exists. Like, Trump hasn't destroyed the Constitution. Daniel had a really good case for being here. He had a green card. His wife is an American citizen.
I could have
But this is actually the most pernicious part of the whole story. Even though he could have fought his case in front of a judge and probably won, his lawyer told him that to just work through that process would take months, maybe even longer than a year. But things were so bad in this detention center that he calculated that this was an unbearable amount of time.
The government and ICE know very, very well that it is in fact so punishing and awful for people to endure that they will often be forced into giving up their rights and simply agreeing to be deported.
The living conditions were so bad that I basically had to get deported myself.
I talked to Daniel
Damn.
right after he had arrived to El Salvador, after being detained and then deported.
Still trying to adapt to the heat of the year and the way people talk, because whenever you go, they know that I'm not from here.
And I started to get really curious.
Damn, man. Well, yeah, I ain't gonna keep going through this video, but yeah, this is something different, man. They want to deport these people so bad. They've taken any and everybody, and then the conditions inside the jail. Why is it that they're making the conditions like that? Because they could make it better. They could make the detention centers better. Y'all know that, right? Why are they doing that?
So like you said, because they hate you so much, they just want to see you suffer.
Correct. That's part of it. What else? Yeah, that's the same way you like making Edomites suffer for your slavery. That's the part that we forget too, right? That if we can have these thoughts of what we want to do to them, these people are way worse than we are. They are in charge. They feel the same way about us. Like, they literally get to torture us, and they are happy about it and they celebrate it. But the cool part is that they hire so many Latino brothers to work for ICE in order to get this job done, which is even more, you know what I mean, effed up. Like, God damn, man. Y'all don't see what you're doing to your own brothers and sisters? Go ahead, dog. Why are they making the detention center so disgusting?
Like I was gonna say that they don't see us as human, or they don't see us as really anything. You know, we're just not human to them. We're less than them. They look at us as dogs, as us in the UPK look at them.
Right.
Dogs.
Right. Okay. Well, you gotta think like Edomite. Why? You're saying something right, but I'm just saying in their mindset. I was just gonna give you for time's sake. The reason why they're making it so uncomfortable, like he said, it says you will opt out and just say, just deport me back to mine. He said he probably would have won the case and got released. That's how bad they want to make it. Like, cats sit here in jail. They're like, all right, man, I'll wait a year and a half for my case. And in jail is bad. In the county is bad. But cats will deal with those situations. And you know what I mean? It's worse than the detention center. That's what they're telling you. It's not like jail. It's worse than jail. They're making the conditions so uncomfortable that people are opting out of staying here in America just to get out of the goddamn detention center. And that's another thing the general was saying. Like, people that go to jail know they've done some crime. They deserve to go to jail. They're taking people that are not made to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? And there's nobody you can snitch on. There ain't no damn tell on 3 go free. There ain't nothing, no way to get out of this situation. You just in this situation and living in pure hell, you know what I mean? And they are getting a kick out of it. They love to see our people suffering like that, man. Anything else? All right, let's go. So the brother said he had another question, but let's get us something. He said, man, that's the definition of Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? That's exactly our people are opting to work with ICE against their own brothers and sisters, man, and knowing what they're doing is wrong. They're not out here taking people that's a part of gangs. They are getting little old ladies. They're getting children. They're getting kids. You know what I mean? In order to just boost up their numbers and make more money. So they said $28 billion is coming into ICE. You know what I mean? Militaries around the world don't get that much on their budget. They putting all that into ICE. they showed the graph of how much they used to get, and they doubled, almost tripled it just for ICE, which means if they're taking money away from all these other organizations, ATF crimes is going up. All the things, the resources the FBI was supposed to be fighting against, Homeland Security, all that's at risk. Something deeper than just wanting to deport these people. This has something to do, because there's plenty of land. They coming here to work. What are they doing? Are they messing up the economy by being here working? You know what I'm saying? Where is this coming from? They have this fear. What's another word they call it? They call it the great, what they talk about? Something theory they have that they're going to wipe out the white race. General Ryan was just talking about it. I got the book right here. So maybe some starts with an R. One of the devils wrote that book. It's called The Great Replacement Theory. Yep. All right. As a matter of fact, let's read about the Great Replacement Theory in the Bible. Let's go to Exodus chapter 1. Now that Matham, you see there's nothing new under the sun. That people want to keep us down and keep us oppressed, because they see if we grow in power and numbers, that we can rival these enemies. Let's go to, there's a verse 3, where we at? Verse 7.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them.
Right. This is the tribe of Issachar. This tribe is Zebulon. These are these different Latino tribes that are growing in America right now. Read.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Right. So when Joseph was around, we were welcomed in. We were, told we would give us some land, everything Joseph did to save that empire. The king or the pharaoh reciprocated and showed him and his brothers love, right? But now there's a new king that rose up that didn't know Joseph, didn't give a damn about none of the people that come from him. Read.
And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right. It's more of us. We're mightier. We're stronger than them. Read.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply and it come to pass. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Damn, you understand? So we got to get these cats out of the land. We got to move them around, put them in these certain ghettos, put them in these projects, whatever it is that the Egyptians wanted to push us off and put us in these same situations they're doing today. You know what I mean? It's the same way they see Issachar growing. They're like, nah, we don't want them to rival and compete with us. Or if China comes to side with them or be democratic, whatever it is, don't let their numbers get so high so they want to deport everyone out of the country. Even though we know so many goddamn illegal East Indians, illegal, what else? Chinese people, Arabs, all of that coming in. They focus on the Latino tribes for a specific reason. All right. So that's that on that. Let's go back to let's go to Daniel chapter 1. That's a lot. We might go ahead and close this out a little bit early right now.
You wanted to answer the First Corinthians question?
Oh yeah, I will answer that as well. The water.
James,
Matter of fact, let's go to that one first. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13 and 4.
this is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long
Mm-hmm.
and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up.
Right. So charity. Where you at with it? I know that the wrong verse. So.
1 Corinthians 13 and 4.
Right. Looking at the wrong one. Read it again.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13 and verse 4.
Uh-huh.
Charity suffereth long.
Charity does what?
Charity suffereth long.
Right. Charity suffereth. That word charity also means love. Like you showing charity, you're giving out of the kindness of your heart. That's showing love to someone else. That's what this is talking about. Love suffereth long. If you want to love, be in love or love someone, then you have to be willing to suffer for that person. Suffer with them. That is real love. It's not about you receiving and feeling good, because if they're not giving you something, then it's over and there is no love there. You know what that is? That's what we see online all damn day to day. These sisters have been raised up by some whores with the weakest game, man. There's a few skits I didn't see come out this week or TikToks where they talking about, man, I'm tired of these female rap. Every bar is just my box, my box, my box. F it in the car, F it in the back seat, F it in the hotel, F it in the, all it is just them talking about them having sex, how good they box is, and that's it. The whole entire song, man. Like these girls are being raised up by these women that are turning them into whores through the music, and they're thinking the only thing they can do is take money from a man and use a man in order to gain things, which really shows how oppressed these women are. Because there's a lot of times he said, man, I'm mad at these broke women demanding men to provide for them. You know what I mean? Like this broad is really acting like something wrong with you for not paying for her because you broke, which proves that she is broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even need money from this nigga and be mad at him for being broke if you really had your own money?
So,
Go ahead, huh?
So they'll say that I don't want to spend his money. I don't want to spend my money. I want to spend his money.
Right, which is something that rich people never say. You know what I'm saying? Like people that actually have real wealth don't even think like that. They're trying to get what's that called? Like the hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy. They're trying to find other things in life that have meaning outside of. They got everything they want. They got their food, their clothes, they shelter, they traveling, they vacationing. They're trying to find more meaning of life by helping others and doing other great things and inventions and adding it to the world. Somebody that has wealth is not worried about spending my money, spending your money. It's just money. We all have it. We spend it. We use it. It's not even on their mind. But these sisters who are coming from the ghetto, coming from poverty, are not realizing that the problem is not broke men. It's not black men that don't have it. It's not Latino men that don't have it. That's not the problem with their environment. The problem is there's a group of people that's exploiting them and oppressing them and taking millions and billions of dollars from their men and taking millions and billions of dollars from our community, which is why they're suffering like that. But they're thinking the way out is to be, you know, understand, get some money out of a man, and that's their way out of poverty. But this one says that charity, that love, suffereth long. It's not about what you can gain. It's about you forgiving and loving each other, regardless of the situations you go through. Keep reading.
Verse 5.
Charity suffereth long and is.
Charity suffereth long and is kind.
Right. Not only are you going to suffer and deal with the things that come along with loving this person, you're also going to be kind in doing it. How you talk to this person should come with a spirit of kindness, as this is how we were taught by Christ. Keep going.
Charity envieth not.
Uh-huh.
Charity vaunteth not itself.
Vaunteth not itself. Like, you don't boast yourself up. You don't use that to feel more prideful because you have a certain situation. You don't puff yourself up. You humble yourself in order to help others and the people that you love. Right?
It's like it.
It's not what?
It's not puffed up.
Uh-huh. I guess we read verse 5.
Verse 5. Doth not behave, it's like it behave itself unseemly.
Good night. The brother made a comment earlier today, unseemly. Somebody Google that one real quick. Or Alexa, what's the definition of unseemly? They got to turn. They got to turn. Oh, okay. Alexa, define the word unseemly.
As an adjective, unseemly is usually defined as not seemly, not in keeping with established standards of taste or proper form, unbecoming or indecorous in appearance, speech, conduct, etc. As an adverb, unseemly is usually...
Alexa, stop. Like, yeah, these bras is coming to the gym unseemly. This is unseemly. You know what I mean? It's not right how they showing up to this place, right? And it's saying, love, you shouldn't be unseemly. You shouldn't be, showing up in the kind of way that you pretty much don't care about your husband and what he thinks, right? So it's saying you don't behave yourself unseemly or not in a way that brings honor to yourself or to the people you represent. That is not having love for anyone. Keep reading.
Does not behave, so like it behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil.
Right. Read.
Rejoiceth not in the inquiry, it's like it rejoiceth not in inquiry,
iniquity.
It's like iniquity,
Uh-huh.
but rejoiceth in the truth.
Right. So charity or love doesn't rejoice in sin. You understand? But rejoiceth in truth. Rap music is rejoicing in iniquity. A lot of rappers glorify evil, popping perks. My kidney about to fall out. They turn it into a song like it's cool about ODing. You know what I'm saying? Kodak Black said, "What? I don't care if the perk is fake. Still gonna eat it because I'm a gremlin." He got that on. You know how? Like, do you hear yourself? You know what I'm saying? Do you care about people? You know what I mean? God damn. A 12-year-old about to listen to that. Popping fake perks trying to be like Kodak. He is going to die, though. He is going to overdose. You know what I'm saying? Listening to this brother on this song, man. That is not love. That's not brotherly, man, to do that, to rejoice in iniquity. We should rejoice in the truth. The things we should celebrate should be righteous. All right. That's that for that. I think is that far as down, or he went a little bit farther. Go to verse 7.
Verse 7. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things.
Right. So you bear and you ride and you rocking and rolling, whatever comes your way. You're in this relationship, you with this sister, she's with this brother, they should bear all the things that come with it. The things of gaining a job, having to work more, losing a job, being there with that brother, having children, God forbid, losing a child. Whatever it is that life hands you, y'all should bear these things and deal with these things all these things together and endure through all these things. All right. All right. Anything else on that? There's nothing else on that. Salak here. Let's go to Daniel. We'll close out on that one. So we're gonna close this one down a little early today. To reconvene. We'll go to Daniel chapter 1 and verse 2.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 2. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish.
Right. So he said, we're going to bring in these people into our country. We want to bring in the best of their nation, the ones that come from the king, his children, the best seed we want to bring into our land. The no blemish. Keep reading.
But well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge.
Damn.
And understanding science.
Damn.
And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
Right. So once again, they show you they did imported these niggas. They said, bring us your scientists, bring us your doctors, your wisdom, the leaders. Bring in those people into our country. Why? So they can build up their land. So they can build up their nation of people. It's no different than America right now. Like, man, they import these people from these different countries, from Nigeria, from East India. They make ways for them to come into the land because they say we're going to use these things to build up our nation. But which it shows you that the children of Israel, we had scientists back then. They always want to credit Egyptologists for doing science and having wisdom. Now, our people had all these things too. You understand? Keep going.
And whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans.
Right.
And
no sweat. Let's drop down to verse 6.
Verse 6. Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of Anach, eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Beleazar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and Azariah of
Abednego, right? So Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. You know what I'm saying? These are heathen names they gave to these brothers and replaced their Israelite names. You see what I'm saying? We always heard about the stories of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Those are their slave names. That wasn't their real names. That wasn't their Hebrew names. Nothing is new under the sun, man. They came and changed these brothers' names because they enslaved them to put themselves over and take away part of their culture, take away part of their identity. These things have already happened to our brothers and sisters in Mexico. They've already brought in the scientists, brought in the people to build up this nation. Then they want to kick them out after they got everything they need. Everything that America has needed, now they have it, and now they want to deport and kick these brothers out, man. Well, that is the bad news. And I don't want y'all to have a bad day. After meeting me, You understand? Hearing this truth, man. The good news is the Christians always talking about what's the good news, the gospel. The good news is the white man is the goddamn devil. The Bible speaks of.
That's right.
The good news is that our king is a black man named Yahushua Mashiach. The good news is that the children of Israel are waking up in these last days, and that the tribe of Issachar, the tribe of Zebulun, the tribes of Gad and Asher, all these different Naphtali are going through hell right now, and they're going to start to wake up more and more and more, like we see in that camp when them brothers, like, we gotta keep grinding and getting out there, you understand? And keep understanding these situations of what's going on and having that empathy for what's going on with our brothers and sisters, because this is no video, no breakdown, no class, no camp could fish more people into the school than what Donald Trump is doing. That's why Commander Jay Hanna said that. He said, man, Donald Trump is the biggest fisher of the UPK than anybody, more than Captain Zariak. Donald Trump is going to bring single-handedly more people into the school than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So Baragata Yahweh shot. So that's, you know what I'm saying? 2016, the UPK took a big growth and jump because of Donald Trump. And right now, this is so spiritual and so biblical and righteous. Like, think about that. The majority of the UPK is what? Judites, Benjamites, historically. But the kingdom will not be anything without all the 12 tribes. And it's not a coincidence in the last days that they are increasing the oppression to those tribes to the point where when we say the white man is a devil, they're like, yeah, you goddamn right he is. When we say that they are going through things like no other people, and they like, yeah, man, I know the Chinese people is illegal. I know the Arabs is illegal, but they're not looking for them. They like, damn, what is it about us? What have we done to these people to deserve this type of treatment? You understand? The Chinese bringing opium over here, but they're not getting these type of treatment. We over here working on the farms, making $2 a day, and we getting treated like this, man. There's got to be something bigger than this. It's the same thing that we often learn as brothers coming out of the world too. It's like you ask yourself, what did black people do to be hated this much to where they can sell the gun that killed Trayvon Martin and let it go for hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's evil people. Go ahead. We can't even understand that.
So, I was just gonna say too, like what you breaking out is heavy because every time I scroll on social media or YouTube or TikTok, people are starting to sound more and more and more like what we be saying in class.
Mm-hmm.
What we talking about in class. I would swear like they were just watching the General Hyman class or something like that.
Right.
And they're starting to sound exactly just like how we sound.
Right. Get that brother in. Let me see. This is the last clip I'll play right here. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's on my phone, man. What's her name, man? I think, yeah. Let me see if it comes up. Yeah, General Muhammad says something heavy about what you're saying. I don't know if is Joy Reid a sister or y'all know who that is? She's like she's a reporter. She worked for like MSNBC or something. Joy Reid, she works for these Democratic news outlets, and she, wants Joe Biden to win, wants Kamala Harris, all these Edomites and white people she supports, all these different things. And when Donald Trump won this time, she came out and said this. Let me see if it plays.
TikTok situation until her ass is fired. She and her little friend Ellie LaSalle are truly the most racist.
She's a heathen, huh? She's like a Hamite, huh? At least she might have some. Yeah. Then she got some family that's like from the islands. Yeah, but she might have some Caribbean. But she's a heathen, yeah.
a TikTok situation until her ass is fired. She and her little friend Ellie Mustel are truly the most racist people on television. And here's her latest messaging, as some groups indeed are reportedly planning some march. And listen to Joy Reid's reaction.
Hey, I just want to give some free advice to the white progressives, strict white progressive women who may be thinking about marching against the Trump victory, maybe putting back on the pure hats and doing that thing. I would just say probably don't send any of those invites to any Black women you know. I'm just going to say right now, they're not coming.
So the first time Donald Trump got in office, they had I think it's called a PUSSY march, a vagina march. So these wearing these vaginas on their hats. They're saying Donald Trump is trying to oppress women. They came together, did a big march. She said, nah, don't invite no Black women this time because white women voted for Donald Trump. So she's upset at these things, realizing that they're the devil too. You know what I mean? Well, let me see.
I'm pretty sure Black women have resigned any of those invites to any marching against the Trump victory, maybe putting back on the pure hats and doing that thing. I would just say probably don't send any of those invites to any Black women you know. I'm just going to say right now, they're not coming. I'm pretty sure Black women have resigned from the Save America Coalition, Save Democracy Coalition, and definitely the Save the Democratic Party Coalition.
What more self-congratulation?
But nah, she went a little bit further into it, I think. When she was like, if you see that full clip, if I can find it. She said, I can't find the clip, but she went in, she was just like, man, I'm only here for Black issues. I'm not showing up for these white issues. I'm here for Black women, Black men, only care. Let me see about. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, General played like she said she's only caring about Black issues, Black women, Black businesses, etc. And they try to say that she was being racist about that or whatever. But it's ironic that we've been saying that since 1969. But she had to get to a certain point and see how evil this place is to be fed up and saying that. And that's what's going on with the children of Issachar right now. Is that the Lord is getting to the point where they so fed up, the things that we were saying, they didn't register with them. Now that they living through it, now they start to listen to you more when they really understand, like, damn, we thought they were done with this being the devil. The Bible's like, we thought it was only in, the colonizers. We thought it was maybe just during the 1950s. Maybe they turned a new leaf and they became better after they sent crack and heroin to us in the 80s. Maybe after the, mass incarceration rate and all the abortions they gave, they might just be a little bit better. Like, nah, man, Donald Trump is unveiling the mask and letting them know that it's not getting better, it's actually getting worse. You understand? But so with that, we'll go ahead and close out the class. All right, I'm gonna say shalom, everybody out there. Shalom, Yahweh Shah, Thumbs to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar, Thumb to all the sisters. I'm gonna close the class out. Class is finished.